Hello there, Mad Mike here, and welcome back to the channel for video number 2 today. Now, this is, I was originally going to do the Spider-Man video, and then this was something else that I've been seeing pop up in the news multiple times over the last, 2, 3 weeks. And it's really something that I think is being blown way out of proportion, and I think I think it's more of a publicity stunt. Now, not too long ago, Quentin Tarantino stated that he will only make 10 films in his filmography career. And for those of you who don't know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is just released, is his ninth film. So he only plans on making one more film after that, and then he will retire from directing feature films forever. He will still do writing and other stuff like that, but as far as directing films, he will not be doing that. Now, we've also gotten confirmation recently that he will be directing the Star Trek film that he also wrote. And he has stated that he is okay with that Star Trek film being the last film that he ever makes. Now, there's a lot of people. Brad Pitt came out and stated that he believed that Tarantino was serious about it. Other actors that have worked with him have said the same thing. There's evidence right now that's backing this claim, and this is something that I find it very odd that this is being pushed as much as it is, because what this seems like to me is this seems like a bit more of a publicity stunt than it is something in reality. It's like, okay, so this is going to be a second to last film, and keep in mind this information came out I think 2 weeks before Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was released in theaters. So not too long before, a hot media story about Quentin Tarantino, even though his film was getting a lot of coverage in general. Um, and the thing is that uh, so that happens, and now you think like, okay, so he's only going to make one more film, and the die-hard Tarantino fans are going to be frothing at the mouth over this last film, and now we have confirmation that it's probably going to be Star Wars if it is his last film, not Star Wars, Star Trek, if it is going to be his last film. And here's the thing: is that I think this whole thing is a publicity stunt. I don't think any of it is true. I don't think he has any plans to stop making films. I think that if you are honestly a creative person and you think that you've explored everything that is creative, then you have a major, major writer's block, or you are very narrow minded in the realm of creativity. Um, Now, if you think that you're spent, you need to take. If he had come out and said, "Hey, I'm going to take a break after my next film. I might, take 3 or 4 years off, spend time with my family, do this, do that." That would have made sense to me from a perspective. It's like, okay, you're going to have to wait a little while for my next movie because I'm gonna take some time off. You know, Tarantino films have become almost like Kubrick films. That you wait a while a lot of the times for a Kubrick film, but it's very much worth it. Um, and now we're at a point where he's saying, okay, we're only going to have one more movie. I just don't think that's the case. I don't think he's going to do what Kubrick did after Full Metal Jacket and just say enough's enough until he decided he wanted to make Eyes Wide Shut. But I don't think we're running into that situation. I don't think this is a situation where Quentin Tarantino has run out of the creative pool, because we've also have word that there's going to be a film adaptation of his comic book with Django meeting up with Zorro. Um, and if you're going to make a movie out of a comic book that he wrote, why wouldn't he? Which I believe he's also writing the script for currently. Why wouldn't he also direct it? It wouldn't make sense for him not to direct it. It's one of those things like if you have a Tarantino script and don't have Tarantino directing the film, it feels off. It's going to feel off. So I don't understand why he wouldn't dive into that. And also, just to say this, Star Trek, even though he's writing it and it's supposed to be somewhat of an original film, um, he's never done franchises before. Why couldn't we get him to do? I don't think we could get him to do a Marvel movie because they'd probably say the N word way too much. But um, You know, get him for other types of movies. Get him for something insane. Get him for like a Fast and the Furious movie or something. You know, they have a million spin-offs of it now. But you know, this is the first time we've seen Tarantino go into the realm of franchise films with Star Trek, and it's very surprising to see him particularly attracted to that franchise, which is really kind of the opposite of what he normally has in films, where Star Trek, for the most part, you know, is considered to be kind of like a space opera. It's very dignified and stuff like that. Whereas Tarantino stuff is very down to earth and gritty and raw. It's not really something that we're accustomed to with Star Trek, which is why I'm a little bit concerned about that project. But to put it in the rear view, I don't put any stock in him saying that Star Trek is going to be his next film, is going to be his last film. I think Tarantino will be making. I think he might take a break, but you're going to see him come out again and say, "Hey, I'm making a new movie," and you're gonna see that within 5 years after that Star Trek movie comes out. Because when you're the type of creative person like Tarantino is, you don't just turn that off or say like, "Yeah, I think I've done everything," because something else will present itself. Saying that you're never going to do something again, unless you know, unless you're dying or something, I feel like it's kind of it's hyperbolic in a way, because you don't necessarily know if you're never going to do it again. You just know that you're not going to do it for a while. So I don't know. The whole thing with Tarantino and you know 10 films and all this crap, I think is a load of bullshit. I think that they should stop talking about it, because it literally all this is, I think, is a publicity stunt. And I think they're going to talk about, they're definitely going to bring this up too when on the press junket leading up to his Star Trek film, should he direct it. You know, should that project materialize and get produced. But I don't think that that's ever going to be the case with somebody like him. It's going to be like Scorsese. You know, Scorsese, if he wanted to, he probably could have stopped making movies with Goodfellas, and he probably would have been remembered as one of the best directors in history. But he kept making movies, and he still made really good movies like Casino and The Departed, and you know, a bunch of Wolf of Wall Street, I believe, was also him. Just a bunch of really awesome movies, and you know, he didn't know he was going to make The Departed when he made Goodfellas. You know, it's something that just came up. So I don't put any stock in that whole thing. Um, but those are my thoughts. I want to know what yours are. Do you think that the start, whatever Tarantino's next film is going to be, will be his last, and he will permanently retire from directing? Or do you think it's a bunch of, you know, publicity stunt PR bullshit like I do? You know, put your thoughts in the comments. Again, I like to know what you're thinking. Hit the bell for notifications, hit the like button, subscribe, and remember, I live my life free of compromise. Do you?